Good afternoon. We are Tyler Auge and Gabrielle Passick, MLIS students and music aficionados at the University of Pittsburgh, and will be presenting our application profile, mods, and its functionality with describing 70s rock music. Let's get started. Before we begin, we would like to briefly review mods and how it applies to our 70s rock project. MOD stands for Metadata Object Description Schema. According to the Library of Congress's definition of mods, it is, quote, a schema for a bibliographic element set that may be used for a variety of purposes, and particularly for library applications, end quote. Mods allows us to locate data and create human-readable data that can be easily accessed via a catalog search. It consists of 6 unique components, which are metadata, object, context, interactions, structure, and behaviors. We will delve into each component on the following slides. During the creation process, we identify 2 main groups of users who will likely be using our AP: casual users and researchers who might need more in-depth information. The casual users would be anyone interested in rock music for personal reasons. This could be anything from trying to find an album from their youth or wanting to know more about this time period to broaden their own musical knowledge, while researchers would be those interested in the collection from an academic standpoint. Both of these groups will likely use this collection for anything from expanding their knowledge, finding new artists, learning more about the labels or producers of this decade, or for nostalgic purposes. The appeal for this collection to users is that it contains anything you can possibly want to know regarding 70s rock. The metadata encompasses information on digital music-related materials as well as our analog collection of 70s rock memorabilia. We included details such as titles, authors, composers, release dates, and formats for the CDs, LPs, DVDs, audio biographies, graphic novels, music videos, and sheet music used. On the chart, we have provided examples of top-level elements such as the genre, language, and identifier, which we have used to describe and catalog our collection. For the application profile, we have selected our top 10 musical selections. Included in our list are unique resources such as autobiographies by Ozzy Osbourne, Sherry Curie, and Tunes, a graphic novel that we highly recommend for those new to the genre. To facilitate learning, we have included images of the CDs, LPs, DVDs, books, music videos via YouTube, and sheet music, along with labels describing the author, format, and title of each object. For the context of our project, our objects are for viewers and listeners to gain an understanding of the historical context of 70s rock and its significance during this era. By creating records via mods, this will help in locating dates, piece names, and top musicians of the genre without the use of a search engine. We hope all audiences will sit back and enjoy the music created by these legendary artists. To increase audience engagement, we collectively decided to include multiple formats of objects. With emerging technologies, we have provided both digital and analog objects to the 70s rock collection to allow for audience appreciation in the format of their choice. The print autobiographies are available via ebook format. All of the musical selections can be accessed virtually, which increases creativity and eagerness for learning about the genre. We have a uniform structure of all of our objects and have utilized XML for record creation. The metadata we collected from each of our 10 objects is consistent under mods. As a result of the consistent formatting, our users can easily navigate our 70s rock collection. As you can see in the image, this is an example of one of our XML coded records for Fleetwood Mac's LP titled Rumors. Our concept model pieces everything together. This is the concept model for our schema. The main search criteria is what users would input to search through the collection. So inputting something like a band name would then lead them either to the primary search or the advanced search, depending on how deep they want to go into the collection. Sticking with band name as the example, the primary search would then lead them to things like the artist in the band, albums the band put out, etc., while an advanced search would give them that, but also things like record label or copyright information. There are also potential subcategories between these two main results, where the writers and producers would show up. This is primarily because some writers write for multiple bands, or artists often write for other artists. This way, they can be credited without looking like they are a part of the band itself. On the far right, we have also included our element list to hopefully provide some more context on how the search functions. Our application profile takes on many unique behaviors, as the creation of it determines how our users can interact with and benefit from the 70s rock collection. We designed the application profile to be accessible, contrary to streaming sites and limited availability of resources relating to 70s rock. Users of our collection can search by band name, year, album, title, which brings up primary search results like album, artist, band, publication dates, etc. Users can do an advanced search to reveal more in-depth content, including copyrights label or location. Alternatively, our users of the collection may go through subcategories such as writers and other collaborators to find the content they enjoy learning about and listening to. As librarians, our goals are to implement diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility in every part of our work. This application profile project serves as a foundation for our career paths. To further implement DEIA, some ideas are to continue on with rock music and focusing on BIPOC, LGBTQ, female, and other marginalized rock musicians and composers who must be recognized for their efforts in creating masterpieces. We also wish to implement speech-to-text recognition, larger font sizes, and other accessibility tools to allow for all audience to enjoy without barriers. One of the biggest takeaways for us was that creating a metadata schema requires you to be a bit specific in what you want, while also being flexible. You need to have a clear idea of what your goals are, like who you are creating the schema for, why are they going to be using it, how are they going to be using it, and does it serve a purpose at all. The specificity also applies to the subject of the schema as well. It needs to be broad, but narrow enough that it does have a target audience without being too overwhelming or not containing enough information. And you need to be flexible in the sense that not every idea you have will be viable. Some things just end up working out better than others in the long run, and until you try, you won't know. We hope that you have enjoyed learning more about mods and how this played a role in creating our 70s rock application profile. While both of us are graduating from the MLIS program this week, we will always treasure the knowledge gained from metadata class and are eager to pitch ideas to our places of employment and delve into other music-related genres, such as researching non-Western music and creating libguides and application profiles based on these subject areas. Thank you for your time in learning about mods and how this can benefit 70s rock collections. In addition to the 10 objects we have coded, we have provided a list of 20 additional rock-related resources in our application profile, including the titles, formats, composer, and year created. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact Tyler at tya20@pitt.edu. Thank you.